and it was just insane. Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today will be a start of an ongoing series known as Video Game Memories. Very original, I know. I don't think I need to explain the premise, but it's basically going to be me chewing away about some video game memories that I'd like to share. Idea stolen from the Happy Console Gamer, of course. So I thought we'd start with the Super Smash Bros. Series, or Smash for the tryhards. Across the entire series, I can honestly say I have countless hours spent playing. Over 500 hours in Ultimate alone. And I stopped playing 2 years ago. Elite Smash destroyed me. And unfortunately, I didn't start with the original on the Nintendo 64. It wasn't part of the 6 games my uncle owned, therefore I did not know it existed. So, if we start where I started, with Super Smash Bros. Melee. Or Melee. Melee? I think it's Melee, but I'm Welsh, so it's Melee now. For this video at least. Yes, I started with this absolute gem on the good old GameCube. I remember when I'd first seen the cover art, I was actually over at a friend's house. He used to get everything gaming-wise as soon as it came out. I wouldn't say I was jealous, but I wanted to be him and have his life. So, anyway, I went over one day and saw this, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Just looking at it kind of piqued my interest. All the Nintendo characters fighting. I'd played Tekken and Mortal Kombat before, so I thought I knew what to expect, right? 1v1, hit the enemy enough times so their health bar depletes and they die. So you put the disc in and booted it up, and then that intro hit and my jaw just about hit the floor. We were hooked instantly, and I mean absolutely hooked. Smash Bros for a time was literally all we would play. Sometimes there could be up to 8 of us in his bedroom, 4 of us playing, the other 4 waiting to play, and we'd hold tournaments and it would almost always end in a screaming contest by the end. One of my core childhood memories was when we had the enemy approaching siren. We'd seen it a couple of times, so we kind of knew that we were expecting a surprise at least. And as we were trying to figure out who the shadow figure was, he arrived. Mewtwo. Genuinely, looking back now, I'm actually surprised that the neighbours didn't call the police or something. Because when I say we lost our little 9-year-old minds, we lost our little 9-year-old minds. Mewtwo? Mewtwo? So we'd seen him from the Pokemon movie and obviously heard all the rumours that you could get him in the Game Boy games. But no, this was our first time seeing the legend of Mewtwo in a video game, and it was just insane. Then we tried playing as him and yeah. We were the best. Melee is considered to be the best Smash by many people, and I can definitely see the argument for that. I mean, it was my first Smash Brothers. You never forget your first Smash. Ah, Brawl. You really tried. And you did well in some areas, to be fair. But for me, Brawl is probably the least favourite of mine in this series.
Well, duh.
And that's not to say that it's a bad game. Not at all. I just think for me personally, due to all of my friends getting older, growing up with Nintendo, they didn't bother with Brawl, which left me playing it on my own. And there's only so many times you can go against a CPU and just feel like there's something missing. Now, speaking of it doing well in some areas, we can't not talk about the Subspace Emissary. This is how you do a Smash Bros. Campaign. A great way to introduce unlockable characters, and for a fighting game, a half-decent story to go with it. I definitely spent the least amount of time with Brawl, but I still would not call it a negative experience. The random slips and what felt like slow movement didn't really affect my liking of the game. It really came down to the fact that I was playing on my own and not with my friends. It did get a surprising resurgence when I was in university though. I took my Wii and Smash on a gamble in hopes that my new flatmates might want to try and play, and thankfully some did, like Samfu, but this only added fuel to the fire because I wanted more. Okay, this might be controversial, but Smash 4 is where the fandom really started to grow. Smash 4 on the Wii U, where I finally bit the bullet, bought a Wii U just to play this game. I guess I have to mention that I used my student loan to buy it. And Wind Waker HD. But there's no regrets on my end, because this is what we needed. It got us through the first, second, and third year of uni. Down days, the up days, and every day in between, really. Smash was the constant. And living with a group of people, it definitely keeps you sane, because you can beat each other up in the game rather than in real life. While the items were fun and doing all the different kinds of stages, just like all the other games, something different happened with Smash 4. I discovered competitive Smash for the first time, and I was completely hooked watching all of these players on YouTube. I did not have the patience to watch a full tournament on Twitch, but even so, I can't believe how effortless most of it looked. I mean, obviously these pros, they train for hours a day, you know, because it's kind of like their full-time job, but I was just gobsmacked. No items, no time limit, 3 stocks, combos, tech-in, just literally everything about the pro scene made it feel like a whole new game altogether. Now, being the Zelda fanboy that I am, I always main Link in this game. So I tried Link online, and I got absolutely bodied. Ridiculously, when I think about it. So then when I was watching some of these clips on YouTube, I kind of noticed that you're not seeing Link much. So I thought I'd try a few different characters out. And of course, I landed on Nintendo's main man himself. Yahoo! It was the combos. I could not get enough of them. Trying to emulate what I'd seen others do. Can't name any names anymore, unfortunately. But I tried to mix it up and make it my own. Or mess it up and make it my own. I wanted to master Mario in this game. For someone who, by all accounts, is nowhere near the level of the people I've been watching play in this game, I thought I was alright. And for me, at the time, that was enough. But I still had that drive, and I wanted to be better. So for a time there, Smash was taking up pretty much all of my game time. I thought that maybe I could get so good that I could upload my own clips onto YouTube one day. However, Smash 4 was taking up a lot of my time. So I thought maybe I should stop playing online, take it to the living room, for me and my 3 friends to play whenever we wanted. And that lasted a good while, until... Yahoo! That video made me the most hyped I've ever been for a video game, apart from Zelda and Final Fantasy. Smash Ultimate was here. The original teaser to include Inkling alone was literally enough to make me jump out of my seat. But everyone is here. I can't say it's the best trailer I've ever seen, but it is up there. My body was ready. I got my pre-order in as soon as I could with Game, also known as GameStop in America, and I had to get the special edition with the brand new GameCube controller and the Steelbook. So after a long time of pining over the game, watching the pros playing the Invitational, I was bursting to play. And then the day came. A short walk into town, grabbing the box, getting some snacks, rush into the lift, opening the door, turning on the Switch, and there it was. Finally. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I felt it then and there. This was the game. The Smash game. My Smash game. Now, while I did play some with friends, I really wanted to get good and put my all into this one. It took around 20 hours game time to actually unlock every character. Thinking of it now, I don't know if I did it the right way. I was obsessed. I wanted to try out everyone. Who would be my new main? Who had the best attributes? Who had one or two downsides? And how would that affect you? It was overwhelming. It's overwhelming now, speaking of it. It was overwhelming back then, but I loved it. And there wasn't much of a single player story, but this time around I didn't care. I wanted to be competitive. After many hours on Elite Smash and an ungodly amount of character experimentation, I was down to 3. Pokemon Trainer, Pikachu, and the old faithful from Smash 4, Mario. And I really tried to improve with the other characters. So much so that, even though I haven't played in a couple of years, I still consider Trainer to be my secondary. But there was no point fighting it. Mario is my boy. As I said earlier, I spent around 500 hours on this game. To some out there, that's nothing. But for me, to spend that amount of time on one single game is wild. Smash means a lot to me. It provided me with lifelong childhood and even adulthood memories. Friendships were broken, then fixed, and even strengthened. And my strength and determination was at an all-time high because of this game. And for that, I have and always will love and appreciate the Smash Bros series. And I know he works really hard, but Sakurai, we kind of need another one for Switch too. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. As always, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the ramble, and stay tuned for more videos just like this one.